You voted for this. What is that? You've heard me talk about it a bunch if you've been listening to my radio show, watching this TV show for any length of time. You've heard me talk about it, but let's talk about it again. 4 words. You voted for this. What is that? What am I talking about? Is it just a petty little snide comment campaign? It's not. It's not. Here's what it is. It's shaking people awake. Republicans, Democrats, it's shaking people awake to a very, very, very simple fact that so many of us do not want to acknowledge. The fact is, we deserve this government. We in this country, we have the government we deserve. And maybe you're sitting there saying, I don't, and that's probably true. Individually, you don't. You go vote for the right things, you support the right things, you get out there, you work on campaigns, you put in the work. You don't individually. But as a people, we deserve this. We deserve this. Republicans will step up and say, I don't deserve this. What's with all these rhinos? And then I'll look at Republican primary numbers and I see 50% of Democrats go out and vote in their primary. Republicans, 20%. 80% of Republicans can't get off the couch to go vote in a primary. That's when your party gets better, right, in a primary. And the 20% that do show up, they show up and vote for the rhino that's in every single time. And then I see Republicans every time McConnell or Cornyn or some loser passes some horrible bill. How do we get rid of these rhinos? You get rid of them in primaries. But you didn't want to get off the couch that day. There was a baseball game on, so you couldn't go vote in that primary, and now we're stuck with them again. Or even worse than not voting, they sit and just watch somebody on Fox News. Oh, I saw him. He was on Fox News. So they go out and vote for the same loser who screws them time and time again. I'm tired of excusing Republican voters. No more. The primaries aren't rigged either. Don't do that thing. No, the primaries, clean as can be. You don't like the Republican Party you have? Stop voting for it. I talk to Democrats about this, and you need to talk to your Democrat friends and family members about this. Democrats are the kings at this, washing their hands of the policies they vote for time and time again, especially older Democrats. You got a dad this way, mom this way, uncle this way. Older Democrats have voted Democrat their whole lives, so they still go to the polls and they vote Democrat every single time. Except they don't understand the Democrat Party's full-blown communists now. And they're voting for it time and time and time again. And they'll look out at all the destruction they vote for every time, and they won't ever once, never one time, do they think about going to look in the mirror and say, man, this is on me. I did this. There's no better example than Chicago. Chicago, you understand what a cool city Chicago is when it's cleaned up and nice. I've had so much fun in Chicago. Chicago is now an absolute war zone, complete anarchy. Disastrous during COVID, got so bad, the BLM riots, all those things. And it got so bad that people in Chicago decided, hey, this Lori Lightfoot's got to go. I'm done with Lori Lightfoot. Woo, I'm gone. And then they marched to the polls with a pro-police candidate on the ballot, a Democrat, by the way. They marched to the polls, and they voted for Brandon Johnson.
Look, demonizing children is wrong. We have to keep them safe as well. They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do. And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported.
You're not condoning looting.
I'm saying that people are acting out of desperation.
That's not appropriate. We're not talking about mob actions. I didn't say that. Hold on a second, okay? Respectfully, these large gatherings, it's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way. This is not to obfuscate what is actually taking place.
You voted for it. Why am I supposed to care? Why am I supposed to care about the next video showing the animals looting Chicago, burning the place down? The residents of Chicago go vote for this time and time and time again. And we have to stop allowing people to wash their hands of their voting decisions. We will get, let me tell you something else. In 2024, all anyone can talk about is the primary right now. You know why I don't stress it? Because we will get the nominee we deserve. Period. End of story. Whoever our nominee is, it's exactly what the GOP deserves. Whoever runs Chicago, it's exactly what Chicago deserves. We have the government we deserve. And for too long, we have washed our hands of this and acted like it's other people, it's someone else. No, we deserve exactly this. And speaking of Chicago, I see the people in Chicago, they're mad about the illegals coming to town.
We need to take care of our community. We need to take care of our black community. We need to open up these schools for mental health. We need to allocate some of this money for our black children, for the black community. We have not gotten anything for our community. And we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Enough is enough.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you heard the room? Sounded like everyone there agreed with her. But it would be so interesting to walk through that room, ask all those people, cheering, yelling, screaming, ask them, did you vote for J.B. Pritzker to be governor? Because you're mad about the illegals. He wants them to be police officers. He's so welcoming to them. So you're mad, but you voted for this. And I don't say this again out of petty spite. I say this because it's time for Americans who have been apathetic for far too long, on the left and the right. It's time for them to take ownership of what we have. We deserve this. If we want this changed, we have to change it. If we want better Republicans, go vote for them in a primary. If Democrats want to stop living in hell, stop voting Democrat every single time. And stop with this pathetic excuse I hear over and over and over again. Well, I always have. As if that's a reason to do anything. Well, I always have. What? What is that? So change your behavior. You always have, and it sucks where you live. So stop doing it. Tired of it. I was happy when Curtis Sliwa in New York, because New York City's going through the same thing too. Democrat every time, Democrat this, Democrat that. And now they're all mad that the illegals are there. Curtis Sliwa, he just went out and said, that's what you voted for.
This is an absolute mess. What a nightmare. And it goes all around the block, and they're lined upstairs, and they seem to go right on up into the top floor of the Roosevelt Hotel. Where's Eric Adams, swagger man with no plan? You think he should be here dealing with the mess he created? He wants a sanctuary city. He's got a sanctuary city.
And New York wanted him. And they got him. You want to watch our special on George Washington? It's freaking awesome. Well, you can. All you have to do is become a First TV supporter. That gives you access to all of our specials on demand, and it's cake. All you have to go to is thefirsttv.com/support. Thefirsttv.com/support. Become a supporter. Enjoy learning about George Washington.